What could be fairer and more just than an honest debate? Two men, elderly men, let's be honest, communicating openly about the issues of the day. I was extraordinarily surprised when I saw Joe Biden's swaggering declaration that he would debate Donald Trump anytime, any place, anywhere, stopping short, really, only of saying, I'll debate him in the nude, I'll debate him with my bum out. It was an extraordinarily macho thing for him to say. Let's have a look at this declaration. And as many people have noted, this short video has, I don't know, like 10 jump cuts in it. So it's like, I'll debate Donald Trump, I'll debate him anytime, any place, anywhere. Bring it on, make my day. Dirty Harry, wasn't it? Well, to get through that, he must have actually said, I'll debate Donald Trump. What's that guy? Anytime. Time, man. What is time? Is time real? Any place. Like that place I got into that scrap with Corn Pop. Anywhere. Any hair. Any Care Bear. Down at the fair. Why do they need this many cuts?
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays.
Well, is that because his day off from court is Wednesdays? Well, in spite of the swagger, there are a significant number of conditions imposed on that debate. Here are the conditions. Make my day, pal. I'll debate you under these quite stringent conditions. Here they are. No audience. There can be no audience. The new debates between Trump and Biden must take place in a television studio with the candidates and just the moderator present. That's it. You can't have people there. The debate should be conducted for the benefit of the American voters watching on television and at home, not as entertainment for an in-person audience with raucous or disruptive partisans and donors who consume valuable debate time with noisy spectacles of approval or jeering. As was the case with the original televised debates in the 1960s, a television studio with just the candidates and moderators is a better, more cost-efficient way to proceed, focused solely on the interests of voters, Biden's campaign wrote. This is brilliant, because we get to see their spin as it's taking place. So when they say no audience, oh God, we can't have an audience there because Joe can't take an audience, man. He'll fall apart if there's an audience in there. Well, why don't we say it's cost-effective not to have an audience? What they're actually saying is that they know Donald Trump knows how to work a room. And even if those people go in there like, I don't like that Donald Trump paying that money to Stormy Daniels and grabbing people by the P word, that there's every chance that they'll come out there going, do you know what, I quite like him, he's quite funny. I quite like the way he was extremely rude to those career politicians. You know, my enemy's enemy is my friend. It's astonishing. Okay, so let's have a look at the next restriction that's being opposed. Make my day, but only make my day with no third-party candidates. Biden's campaign says the debate must be 1v1. This is a critical demand because it excludes Robert F. Kennedy, a long-shot independent candidate. He's always described as long-shot, but he's doing pretty well in the polls, you know, who has nevertheless made his presence known in polls. Not only that, but Kennedy has been shown to be more effective at reaching Democrat voters than Republican ones, making him a threat to Biden. The debate should be one-on-one, allowing voters to compare the only 2 candidates with any statistical chance of prevailing in the Electoral College. In a way, they are revealing that they do not believe in democracy or free speech, just with that statement. Because you've just said someone that's on the ballot everywhere should be excluded. Oh, it's just a waste of time. And you know, that's self-perpetuating. That's how they control media environments. It's pointless. It's inevitable. Like Stalin said, quantity has a quality all of its own. That's why when they attack someone or take them down, it's everywhere. Like when they attack me, it's everywhere for months. Oh, he must be no smoke without fire, no smoke without fire. Well, guess what? It's pretty easy to start fires. Shutting down and normalizing the shutting down of dissent, shutting down the possibility of there being an independent candidate narrows all of our horizons. So we don't just start thinking, hey, why do we just have to have 2 parties? Couldn't we just like start breaking down these systems? I don't think we should ever have another Nancy Pelosi type figure getting in there, moralizing, telling us she's better than us, all the while her and her husband making millions, going into Congress with this amount of millions, coming out with 100 times that. I'm getting a little tired of this stuff. The statistics show that you're wrong and that you like Nancy Pelosi, and what it is that's evidence that feminism's working. What? I'm not talking about feminism. I don't care about that stuff anymore. I don't care about these categories that you're making up to divide people. What about ordinary women across the world? What about ordinary people of color? What about ordinary people with different sexualities across the world aligned in opposition to your corruption? That doesn't make statistical sense. Nothing you said there as a statistic. I tried to write that down as a statistic and the computer wouldn't even it wouldn't even do it. It wouldn't even accept it. What's the next restriction for this crazy thing? Limited news outlets. You've got to limit them. That doesn't sound like the swaggering thing of like, make my day, I'll debate you up the butt. It's suddenly, right, here's the conditions. Like, you can't do that. It's like, did he do that with Corn Pop? Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Right, Corn Pop, actually, Jesus, mate, right, no chokeholds. Corn Pop, that's a Chinese bun. No, Corn Pop, Corn Pop. Right, put a shirt on. Queensbury rules, Corn Pop. Biden's demands limit the number of major news outlets. What are his demands? Senility, senescence, dementia that can host the 2024 presidential debate. This rule sets limits that the networks can host the debate could be CNN, ABC, CBS or Telemundo, which I think has just been made up and is a Teletubbies channel. Surely Fox, get them in here for a debate. Get them in here. Candidate mics must mute after time expires because you don't want Donald Trump doing any of that because they hate you, because you'd be in jail.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
You know, any of his little riffs, Donald Trump's spicy little bon mots, that badass. Did you see when Shane Gillis did?
I'm from Kentucky and I love education. And then the next guy's like, I'm from Georgia and I love religion. And then it finally got to Trump's turn to talk and he was just like, Rand Paul is ugly? And the whole crowd was like, oh!
You can't let normal politicians debate that guy. I would like to send a message of love to our sponsors at Charlize. Charlize make this incredible product. Now, have you noticed that I'm looking incredibly young? It's not just the tiny hat, it's my skin. And my skin is looking good because of this range of extraordinary products. Now, I don't know if these products are going to be for you, but they might be for someone you love, and they make a perfect gift. And there's 20% off this pack for the next, I think we can do it for 48 hours. Is it 48 hours? Can we do it for 48 hours? If you use the code BRAND. Now, there's a number of significant details about these extraordinary products. First, they're absolutely toxin-free, unlike a lot of cosmetics. You know, like you use things to make you look younger. It sinks poison, venom into your face like some sort of oily little cobra, like some sort of Justin Trudeau moisturizer. Looks good, actually toxic. One of the components of this product that makes it extraordinary is citrus paradisi peel oil. This is a beautiful organic ingredient and the very kind of thing that you would expect from Charlene, the founder of this company, who is on Joe Biden's hate list because of the stance she took during COVID. Remember, you can use our code to get a discount on these products. These products can do all manner of things. Elevate your skincare routine using the unmatched power of nature. Toxin-free, baby. So, say yes to natural goodness and show your skin its true potential. I will say they tend to look better if you use them in conjunction with a tiny, tiny little mouse's hat. So, take a stand, demand transparency, let beauty shine from the inside out. Visit charlize.beauty/brand and use the code BRAND for 20% off. Discover a new era of personal care, one that's truly toxic-free. Stay radiant, stay conscious, stay beautiful. There will be someone in your life that will love you for this glorious little concoction. I'm calling it a basket of wonder. There's a shower gel in there. There's a restoring anti-aging serum. There's all sorts of stuff in there. I'm recommending it. I'm endorsing it to you. And Charlene, the founder of the company, she's a good, strong, damn fine American woman. All right, how could it work? All right, no audience, no Bobby Kennedy, limited news outlets, candidates must mute their mic. Yes, Donald Trump has to do it with a mouthful of peanuts. Stormzy Daniels is allowed to pelt Donald Trump from the side of the stage. Biden's campaign blasted CPD for allowing extensive crosstalk and interruptions during the 2020 debates. Yeah, because that was funny. They now demand both candidates' microphones must be muted. You're not going to get Joe Biden coming up with any little zingers on the side. There should be firm time limits for answers and alternate turns to speak so that the time is evenly divided and we have an exchange of views, not a spectacle of mutual interruption. They're the best bits. Candidates' microphones should only be active when it's his turn to speak to promote adherence to the rules and orderly proceedings. But rules and ordinary proceedings are things like tax breaks for a certain portion of society, criminalization of the activity of another part of society. They're acting as if it's divinely ordained. You can't even say orderly proceedings unless you believe in God. It has to be coming from somewhere. But no, orderly proceedings, it's obvious, isn't it? Just from rationalism and logic. No, it isn't. If there's no such thing as good or evil, if we're all just down here, if we're all just in some billiard ball universe without meaning, get out there. Donald Trump's naked in one corner, Joe Biden's naked in the other. tip a cauldron of chocolate over them and make them fight to the death. And the one that can push the most marshmallows up the other one's butt is president for life. And if there's no meaning, if there's no dignity, if there's no God, if there's just, well, we're all here and we're evolving, and even morality, well, that's actually just reciprocal altruism, because in the tribes of yesteryear, if you lent one person a pickaxe and then you didn't return it, by God, you'd be kicked out of the tribe. No meaning, no sublime, no divine, no point. That's the world they want you living in, and they call it order. Are there any other demands, or will Joe Biden be happy to operate as long as he's got limited news outlets, candidates' mics muted? Donald Trump has to have a halved orange sellotaped in each armpit. Donald Trump has to have a haircut just before it and wear an itchy sweater. But other than that, it's a free and fair debate. No Bobby Kennedy, no speaking, no jokes, nothing of the sort. Doesn't sound to me like Joe Biden really wants that debate, but that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat, baby? We're pretty interested in what you guys think. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.